says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Matt Moore, first career save. Just the impact he's had on this bullpen has been pretty tremendous.
Yeah, I think with yeah, I mean, he came into camp. You know, I got word from a good friend of mine in Arizona that kind of reached out to me before the season and said, "Hey, this guy's in the best shape I've seen him in, physically, mentally. Sign him, bring him into camp." And, you know, he kind of figures out that curveball, and just to watch the development. And for an older guy to kind of develop the way he has, yeah, I mean, what he teaches our guys in the bullpen, the words of wisdom that he has, it's so important for what we're trying to do down there. And, you know, guys like John King, who have a rough outing the other day, you know, sits down with him, talks to him, walks him through it. And, hey man, there's going to be more like that. Like, you got to move on. And Kinger goes out yesterday and wins us the game. So those things are so invaluable to our culture. Can't say enough about Matt, but obviously the success he's had on the field has been phenomenal. He's really found something pretty special right now. That was an easy decision, obviously, tonight with the way he's been throwing the ball.
For you guys offensively there in the eighth, how proud were you of the way your team executed based on the game situation?
Yeah, that was fun. It was just good baseball. You know, Jonah obviously getting that leadoff guy on base. You know, Colby coming in, having all the information, knowing if he gives me a time, I can go. You know, right away. We didn't waste any time. And, obviously, Nate with the good baseball play there gets him over to third base. You know, the kid comes up, zero fear. He steals second as well. The way that whole inning played out is exactly the way you draw up. Like, hey, if we're going to be an offense, we don't have to always hit a homer. We don't always have to hit an extra base hit or slug. This kind of offense, this style, you know, Miller hits a backside single, you know, where the shift isn't. That was fun.
I know we've already talked about Leody quite a bit today, but scores the first run for you guys, makes a really nice play to end the game. I mean, how important was it, in your opinion, for him to have a good first game back in the big leagues?
Yeah, I think it is important. Listen, I mean, it's for anybody that comes up, especially with Leody, he's been here before. He's had his ups and downs here. I know for him, it matters. It really matters for him to have a good game, just to kind of get your feet on solid ground. I think that'll help. Now, listen, if he didn't have a great game, I think he'd be fine. I like where his swing is at. I like where his head's at. The defense, the base running, all those things, he's going to impact the game. What I liked was the discipline. You know, he didn't chase. He looked very, very comfortable in the batter's box. A lot of those close pitches, took a good swing at a 2-0 pitch, just missed it to left field. Making good decisions up there. And if he continues to do that, I mean, we obviously have high expectations for him, but you know, he'll be able to achieve those expectations if he stays right there. But obviously, that's the biggest challenge for every young, everyday player. If they can do that, you know, day in and day out.
Like the Adolis catch, just did it like, man, whatever.
It's like nothing to him. He just finds a way, and I thought he hit a 3-run homer there at the end too. You know, rightfully so on his bobblehead night. You know, makes a play, and that obviously was a huge play in the game. Kept the score where it was, gave us a chance. We could scratch a run across and still be within a run. But Adolis, he's got such a knack for being around the wall, making catches, throws. Like I said, I think he's the best right fielder in baseball defensively. And there are some good ones out there. But just the way he does things out there, it's fast. Like I said, around the wall, he's got a really unique ability to catch those balls. He's made a few plays like that in that right center gap as well. Phenomenal. Saved the game.
Hey, you kind of addressed this before the game, but just to go back to this, I looked at that outfield again tonight, and you've done some heavy lifting for Leody. I mean, you moved a Gold Glover across the outfield, and you moved the other guy to right field. Like, those are pretty significant steps for the long term, are they not?
Yeah, but I think that tells you what we think of Leody instead. You know, and honestly, I don't think it's that. I think it was more for Cole. It just shows the character of Cole and his willingness to do what's best for the team. We had this talk a while ago, saying, hey, if Leody was on our team, our best outfield defense, you know, Adolis is, like I said, the best. And I know Cole is really good. He's, I mean, if anything, just a tick behind him only because he's older. But I think back in the day, he would give Adolis a run for his money, obviously. But the best way to protect Cole and keep Adolis in probably his best spot, and I think Adolis is a hell of a center fielder as well, so I'm not taking anything away from him in the center, but just you see Leody make that play. That ball was smoked at 410 feet on a line. He got to it pretty easily. So, but pretty good outfit. And I thought Cole looked really good in left, makes a really good play along the wall over there. In his first game over there, he says every play he makes now is a 5-star play because we have a little internal grading system, and then he told Rags today that every play he makes is a 5-star play because he hasn't played there before.